Okay, wow, I am now 26 weeks pregnant. And this is my weekly update. My symptoms this week are not that fun. I had some bleeding and I went to the hospital for a checkup after having that bleeding. Everything turned out to be fine, but that was really scary. I'm also struggling with my sleep and I have sore breasts again. I have heard rumors that in the third trimester, which is coming up soon, we go back to having first trimester problems. So I'm not too excited about that. We'll see. My cravings this week, I have been craving toxic waste super sour hard candy and also grapes, but I haven't gotten a hold of it. Like, they exist, but they cost like so much. So I'm not following through on that craving. We gotta think economical before the baby arrives. My feelings this week, I'm feeling pretty good this week, except for obviously the scare that was really uncomfortable. I do still have a lot of moments with worry and sadness. However, I am feeling happier about my pregnancy now, which reminds me a lot about my first pregnancy, and it's a really good feeling. This week I was also able for the first time to imagine a life with Bambi. So it's taken me a while, but I had a really nice moment where I connected with him and I was able to, picture how it would be holding him. I also did another glucose test and it was good, so we concluded with me not having gestational diabetes, which I'm obviously elated about. However, just to be sure, my doctor and I agreed on me doing a few home tests for, probably like a few more weeks or a few months, just to, be completely sure. But so far it's been really good. So yeah, it was just me eating a shit ton of cake. I shouldn't have had that bag of candy the day before the glucose test, you know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, learn from my mistake, guys. Eat normal and don't overeat, to compensate for eating normal, someone should just told me tomorrow you're having the test. That would be so much easier for me. Anyway, so I'm feeling good. The size of the baby. Last week I actually said this week's sizing. So this week the baby is the size of a cauliflower. It is the size of a slow loris, and it's the size of a teddy bear. So I apologize for getting it wrong last week, but this week it is correct, and that means that baby's about 800 grams and about 35 centimeters long. Here's this week's bump date. And some weekly facts for you. Bambi can now open his eyes. The retina part of his eye is now fully developed, which also means that he can respond to light and darkness, even though his vision is obviously still limited, like a baby's vision would be. His eyes, however, are not fully developed, and the final stages includes determining the eye color. Very exciting. That part, however, might take up to 6 months after birth, so we won't see when he comes even. His vestibular system, which helps with his orientation and balance, is also developed, so he can now perceive what is up and what is down. He can even recognize my voice and also my wife's voice. And you can tell because he reacts when we speak to him. It's very, very neat. And that was all for this weekly update, and I'll hopefully see you next week. Bye!